Previously on Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires. Craig started out from humble beginnings as a free officer with the goal of becoming Emperor of Dynasty Warriors 8. With the help of friends he made along the way, Craig reclaimed his home region of Jianling Province from the evil clutches of Jia Kui. While delivering the final blows to Jia Kui's forces, there was a certain fiery temptress that caught Craig's eye on the battlefield. The only problem is, Craig might have some competition from a certain non-Mon king to the north. Luckily for Craig, in the last episode, 82% of you voted for Meng Huo and his lands to be taken out next. Is Craig strong enough to take out his romantic competition? Does Craig have enough RIZZ to woe Zhurong over? And is Craig able to locate the whereabouts of his friend Zhou Tai? Find out this and more in today's episode of Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires. Don't forget to stick around to the end of this video and have your vote on which ruler Craig should fight next. Immediately following his victory over Jia Kui, Craig wasted no time in looking for Zhou Tai within his regions. Unfortunately, he was nowhere to be found. To keep Craig focused on the goal of becoming emperor, DW8 took the initiative of sending out numerous scouting parties to search for Zhou Tai, while Craig's duties required that he dealt with the enemy to the north. So, reluctantly, Craig launched a surprise raid on Meng Huo's land.
Hehe, please take it easy on me, okay?
You are terrifying. As usual, Craig got his ass kicked within mere minutes on the battlefield. So I guess his big cheesy weapon swapping strategy just isn't cutting it anymore.
Hey fellow Sigma, can you do a whittle favor for me please?
I mean, yeah, sure, why not? Craig wasn't exactly on his A game at the moment, and thought he was only trying to help out a fellow broski. What the hell, man? Apparently accepting money for a promotion is something called a bribe? How the hell was he supposed to know that? Craig had a lot on his plate at the moment. Not only was he distracted thinking about where Zhou Tai could be, but his public perception was plummeting, and he was getting no closer to matching the strength of Meng Huo's army. Craig decided he just needed to take a breather and enjoy some—
Hey Craig, there's someone here who wants to meet you.
Oh my god, what now?
That's a lovely color. The tasteful thickness of it. Oh my god. It even has a watermark.
Nah, I think I'm good, thanks. Feeling threatened by this handsome Leviathan dude, Craig very quickly shut down his alliance request, and suddenly felt the need to check in on Zhurong's whereabouts.
Hey Craig, let's have a party tonight.
Zhurong loves to party. Isn't she just the coolest? In Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires, if Craig is going to have any chance at shooting his shot with Zhurong, he needs to interact with her each turn until their friendship level is high enough. Every interaction does come at the cost of a whole month, which is precious time that could be spent taking down Meng Huo. But to Craig, Zhurong was 100% worth it. Oh my god, what do we have here? Craig, are you finally going to ask Zhurong out?
Let me ask you a question, and be honest. Do I make you horny, baby?
Come again.
Do I make you randy? Yeah.
Oh, well.
What I meant was, my heart trembles with my feelings for you.
Oh my god.
What about you, Zhurong? Please tell me the next time we meet.
A few moments later.
Okay, Craig, I'll accept your proposal.
Proposal? I was only meaning something like going steady on a few dates. Despite his initial reaction, Craig remembered that he loves love, and decided he was going to go all in with Zhurong. They both enjoyed a wonderful day of celebrations amongst the people, and finally, Craig and Zhurong became husband and wife. Now that they've tied the knot, Craig was finally feeling ready to move forward into Meng Huo's territory for another sneak attack. Only this time, he'll be bringing his betrothed. So Craig, Zhurong, and DW8 set off and launched a nighttime ambush, and honestly they were really holding their own this time around. Plus, with Zhurong on the battlefield, she'll be able to keep Craig safe from Lianxi.
Oh yeah, you got me fired up now.
Hey DW8, you think Zhurong needs a hand dealing with Lianxi? Yeah, you're right. She's one tough cookie.
I won't last very long like this. I shall withdraw for now.
God damn it, is she capable of saying anything normal? Within no time, Craig's forces surrounded the enemy main camp. What the hell is happening to my body? And from there, the raid was an absolute success. This victory impressed Zhurong a lot, so much in fact that upon returning home, she quickly pulled Craig aside to meet in front of a shelf filled with low-res scrolls.
I knew I picked a good fellow when I said yes to you, Craig.
In your face, Meng Huo. Immediately after this lovely exchange, Craig was also approached by one of his sworn brothers.
There's no need to hold back between us, right? I want you to take this so bad, and I won't take no for an answer.
Buddy, I'm flattered, but usually I'm the giver, not the receiver. Oh, you're talking about a stratagem. I thought this was heading in a different direction. Feeling grateful, yet still a little awkward, Craig very rapidly rallied his troops and set off on a full-scale invasion against Meng Huo. There were actually a lot of famous officers within Meng Huo's ranks, but that didn't matter at the end of the day. No one could stop the overwhelming force of Craig's army. Zhuge Liang, Lian Shi, Lu Linghui, they all fell one by one, only leaving the final boss in Craig's sights. Okay, this battle was a lot easier than I was expecting. Craig was over the moon. He had swiftly brought an end to Meng Huo's rule to the north. While Craig's forces start the long march back home, it's time to decide what is done with the captured enemy soldiers.
Yeah, why not? I'll join ya.
Craig was not expecting that. Things might get a little awkward around here if he finds out about Zhurong.
No, I'm not that into it.
All right, time to go then.
I must refuse.
God damn it. After making some unexpected friends, Craig quickly discovered a terrible truth. The region that Meng Huo was overseeing wasn't the capital of his lands. The ruler of the remaining 3 regions is Sun Qian, and his capital region is sitting right up the very northwest corner of the map. Craig and his giant-ass head never does anything by half measures, so he quickly ordered his army to turn around and advance upon the north. Craig wanted to make a quick detour to Sun Qian's southern region, which is currently overseen by Yuan Shao. If Craig's army claims this territory, Sun Qian will be isolated in the north with nowhere to run. Craig didn't want to waste any time raiding Yuan Shao's territory, but he also didn't want to take any chances either. So Craig hooked his army up with some more premium supplements, and, well, he may have went a little overkill with the sauce. Craig's forces were absolutely demolishing Yuan Shao. Mima! You're alive? What the hell are you doing here? Craig didn't know what to do. Mima was Craig's best friend from years ago. The only thing he could do was run away. He refuses to fight a friend he cherished so dearly. A while ago now, Craig had met Mima at a really chaotic time in his life. He was hanging out with the wrong people, had a shitty job, and he just felt so powerless to make a difference in his life. Mima, on the other hand, was the complete opposite. Mima was a fighter. He possessed the courage and strength to live his life on his own terms. That is, until he was plagued with a terrible sickness. They were best friends for 5 years, until one day, Mima had suddenly vanished. Craig had just assumed that the illness took his friend, but clearly he was wrong. There was no doubt in Craig's mind that his forces would win this battle. The sheer strength and numbers alone severely outweighed Yuan Shao's army. But Craig's focus was now to avoid Mima in conflict, and hope that his allies will capture him. Craig just wanted to sit down with Mima, hear out his side of things, and hopefully win him back over as an ally. And just like that, Craig's forces had claimed a suspiciously easy victory today, while also managing to capture both Yuan Shao and Mima. Let's go and check on them.
I'll never lower myself to joining someone like you, Craig.
You know, I kind of figured that'd be his answer. How about you, Mima?
I'm sorry, Craig. This isn't going to work out right now.
What the shit, Mima? I thought we were friends. Craig couldn't bring himself to execute his old friend. What could have possibly gotten into Mima to make him grow so cold? Maybe if he gives Mima some space, he'll come back around on the whole idea of talking things out. Craig was seriously starting to doubt how capable he really is at this whole unifying the land thing. First he lost Zhou Tai, and now he can't even talk some sense into his oldest friend. To make things worse, Craig's forces were starting to feel exhausted from the constant conflict. In Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires, if you keep choosing the same officers to join you in consecutive battles, they will gradually get weaker from exhaustion. That's why in the upcoming raid on Sun Qian's region, Craig had to pick 2 of the strongest people to join him that haven't participated in a battle yet. He couldn't believe he was even considering it, but Craig eventually settled on taking Meng Huo with him on the raid. And you know what? It turns out Meng Huo was actually a pretty cool guy. He came to Craig's rescue at least a couple of times, and together, they absolutely clobbered the enemy troops. Upon returning home, Craig was about to—
Mr. Craig, reporting you have had a healthy child.
Oh my god, where's Zhurong, my honey pie Pookie bear? Oh, I guess I get to name my son before I get to see him or my wife. Okay then, I'm going to call him Junior.
Well,
Somehow, Craig was that overwhelmed with the joyous arrival of his son Junior that he completely forgot to check in on Zhurong. And not only that, he immediately invited her to join in the final battle against Sun Qian. What a catch, ladies and gentlemen. So Craig set off on the battlefield with the power of love, friendship, premium enhancements, and an army of 30,000 men against Sun Qian's 20,000. Just like the battle against Meng Huo, there were many notable famed officers amongst the enemy ranks, including Mima too. Despite Craig's confidence to win and the overwhelming numbers, Sun Qian did have a dirty trick up his sleeve. Somehow he just kept calling in one reinforcement after another, to the point where it was just getting absurd. As luck would have it too, Craig did cross paths with Mima again, but he stuck to his plan and completely sidestepped him and beelined his way to a neighboring garrison. After a long and drawn-out battle and some heckin' sweet tag team action with Zhurong, Craig's forces finally defeated Sun Qian, and the war cries of Craig's victory spread across the battlefield. After the battle was over, Craig was able to recruit many talented officers such as Zhuge Liang, Zhang Hui, Zhang Zhao, and Sun Qian himself. But Mima was unfortunately nowhere to be found. Craig refuses to give up on Mima and Zhou Tai so easily. He's keeping hopefully optimistic that he'll cross paths with them on the battlefield once again. Now that Sun Qian's capital region has been eradicated, all the lands that belong to him now sit under Craig's watchful protection. The quest for unity and peace is making great progress. A lot has happened in this episode for Craig. Not only did he become a husband, but he became a father too. His rival Meng Huo also ended up being a pretty cool guy in the end, and proved to be incredibly helpful to Craig's cause. But the biggest revelation of all so far is that Craig's oldest friend Mima was still alive. Craig is determined to get to the bottom of what's caused Mima to turn on his best friend. There's a lot of moving pieces for Craig at the moment. He needs to figure out which region to liberate next. This is where Craig needs your help. Currently, Craig has 3 different rulers in his sights, and he needs you to vote for who should be targeted next. Should Craig attack Zhou Yu's lands to the west? Should he keep pushing north into Guan Yinping's regions? Or should he march south onto Xu Huang's lands? Leave a comment below, voting for either Zhou Yu, Guan Yinping, or Xu Huang. As Craig is a man of the people, he will attack and invade whichever one gets the most votes in the next episode. I'd just like to quickly thank the true Muso warriors of Craig's army for supporting this channel. If you're interested in becoming a channel member, I'll leave a link in the description below.
Craig, my boy, I'm afraid there's something I must tell you about your friend Mima. I know what had happened to twist his mind.